Teacher Mike here, coming from San Diego, California. Today, we're going to learn ways to apologize. Now, hopefully, we don't have to use this too much, but if we do, I'm going to give you a few examples of ways that you can express your sorrow or express being sorry for something. To start, the most simple way would be to say, I am sorry, or I'm sorry. For example, I'm sorry I missed your birthday party, or I am sorry I was late to your birthday party. This is the most simplest way that we can express being sorry for something. Another example would be, I owe you an apology. And from there, you would follow up with what you owe an apology for. So for example, I owe you an apology. We shouldn't have been making so much noise while you were trying to sleep. Another example would be, I owe you an apology. My son was very mean to your daughter the other day. Another way that we can express an apology would be to say, I hope you can forgive me. So now if something happened and we needed to express an apology to others, we could say, I hope you can forgive me. I was late to the meeting. Or I hope you can forgive me. I left a mess in the room. These are great ways to formally apologize to people. So another way that we apologize is by saying, I'd like to apologize. Sounds pretty straightforward, doesn't it? So if you have something that you're sorry for, you would simply say, I'd like to apologize for being late to the meeting. Or, I'd like to apologize for being angry with you the other day. These are very simple ways to say you're sorry, and they are also very helpful. Another great way to formally apologize would be to say, please accept my sincerest apologies. And so if something happened and you really wanted to express that you were sorry, you could say, please accept my sincerest apologies. We didn't mean to be so noisy the other night. Or, please accept my sincerest apologies. I didn't mean to break your favorite car. Another way to apologize is to admit that you were wrong. You could say, for example, I was wrong and I want to apologize. So an example would be, if you had an argument with somebody, and you could say, last night I was wrong and I want to apologize. I shouldn't have gotten angry with you. These are very nice ways to express an apology. Now, if you want to say, excuse me, for example, excuse me is a way to say, I'm sorry, but in an informal manner. For example, if you're walking on the bus and you need to get by somebody, pass by them, you could say, excuse me. You could also say, pardon me. Pardon me and excuse me are very informal ways of saying you're sorry. Another example could be, if somebody is speaking, you could raise your hand and say, excuse me, I have a question. That's a very handy way to apologize for interrupting somebody. And last but not least, a very informal way of saying you're sorry is to say, that's my fault. Or simply, my fault. Or in the United States, we like to say, my bad. So an example could be, I'm sorry, Mike. I broke your surfboard. My bad. Or if somebody asked you, hey, did you break my surfboard? I could say, my bad, or my fault. So these are all very good ways to say I'm sorry and ways to apologize, and I hope you don't have to use them very much. Have a good day. Thanks.